Yeah, my freshman year was wild.
She hit the girl in the head with the shoe.
You make me bleed. I can. Well, you ready for me to intro it?
Whenever you ready.
This is gonna be interesting. You know, gonna do all the intros. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Pardox.ish. We look a little different today. It's just your girl Lisa. Follow me on Instagram at Lisi0316. Follow our page, Pardox.ish on Instagram and on Facebook. Today is a very special episode. I got some lovely ladies. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves because I'll be embarrassing if I do it. So, who wants to go? Start. Well, I'm gonna put her on the spot so she do me. You can start.
Hey everybody, my name is Diane Holland.
Hi, I'm Keshara Mack.
And I'm Jaquil Gilchrist.
So I just wanted to get together and let's get women together and have an empowerment episode. You know, talk about real life and what it is to be a black woman. But I do have to shout out somebody for my positive energy, the Vibe Dealer. Please follow her. She gets you right on Energy Beat. She got necklaces, crystals, all of that. So please follow her.
That's
so,
cute.
yes, I love them. I even got a Pisces one too.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
I need her in my life.
Yes. I'm telling you, she got everything. I love it.
I got
baby girl
myself,
one.
I'm a
so.
Sag too.
Hey, Sag. Okay. Look, we
all the energy.
That's why.
All the
Okay.
energy.
It's the inner shoe vibes.
Yes.
Shout out to inner shoe.
Big
Class of 03.
I ain't gonna say that because
I'm gonna put it out there.
Well, thank you guys first for coming because I really wanted to get some powerful black women together and just have a real conversation. You know, me and Zoe talk about it a lot previously, but it's a difference when you have black women speaking about black women. Mm-hmm. And definitely things that we go through on a day-to-day. We're all very successful in our own rights, all still striving for more in our own rights. So that's not easy to navigate in this world. With all the stereotypes and everything else. So I want to start it with what's being a black woman to you?
Okay. Wow. To me, being that's a question. That is really a question.
Yes,
okay.
it is.
So
Because it's an art.
It's an art. Wow. So being a black woman is, to me, being resilient. It's being resilient. I'll say what it is to me now is being resilient, but knowing when I'm drowning and I need help, and being okay with unlearning learned behaviors such as, oh, you're a black woman, so you got to be strong and you got to carry the weight of all your family members and all your friends and everybody. Hold your man down. It's like, okay, but when Jaquil needs Jaquil, she needs to take away from that and, you know, go to therapy if it's needed, because y'all know I'm an advocate for therapy. I need to do my self-care stuff. I need to make sure, you know, my health is taken care of and that my spiritual sanity is intact. I will also say it's being my sister's keeper. It's unfortunate, but we as black women tend to be crabs in a bucket instead of lifting each other up. And it sucks because we all know the struggle it takes to get to this place. I mean, if, you know, you would have probably asked my mom or anybody 10, 20, 15 years ago, like, where Jaquil be where she is now, the answer would probably be no, because I guess I was supposed to be a statistic. So, you know, like, if we know these things, why, when we get to a certain level in career, we feel the need to bring each other down versus lift each other up? That I'll never understand. But it also just means just being dope. Like, you know, walking into a room and owning it. And like, who's gonna shut me? Who's gonna shut me with this HBCU degree? Okay, whatever. But then also knowing how to like articulate myself and knowing how to demand what I want, and definitely demanding my respect, because I know I don't got the complexion for the protection, and I know I don't got the gender either. So I'm definitely, you know, just always big on advocating, not just for myself, but other black girls and other black women as well. So that's what it means to me.
Who wants to go?
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to follow that, right? I'm telling you. concur with a lot of things that she said, but just knowing that you're beautiful, knowing that you're free, knowing, I tell a lot of my sisters that just because you have an opinion doesn't make you a bitch. You know, being strong, advocating for yourself.
Yes.
It's okay to be independent, but it's also okay to be vulnerable, right? It's okay to have emotions, to express that freedom to express yourself, be artistic. It's okay to compliment another black woman.
Yes.
Right?
Can we talk about that?
It's okay to tell somebody, hey girl, I like your hair. The first thing you beautiful women did was compliment each other. Right?
Yes.
It's okay to accept positive feedback and constructive criticism.
Yes.
It's okay to push away negative energy and accept that positive energy in your life.
She is speaking
Right?
to me.
So that's just what I'm here for. We got to be able to accept the good, bad, and ugly so that we can move forward, right?
Yes, Lord.
So that's what being black is about, so that we can move on. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Piggyback off of what they said, because they pretty much tackled most of it. Being a black woman is to be a superhero.
Yes.
Come on.
We're dope. We have the greatest villains, as we all know. Greatest struggles, but the greatest superpowers. There's no vibe like a black woman, in my opinion. Like you can feel it when we walk in the door on an airport, bonnet or no bonnet. That's what it is to me. Being a black woman is to be a superhero.
Yes.
And that's what I am. I'm a superhero. So.
Come on.
Y'all are, and I love everything that y'all say. I think being a black woman is one of the hardest things, but it's also one of the most rewarding things you can ever be. Like, nobody's gonna go to bat for you like a black woman. If we are passionate behind something, you got all the support in the world. And we don't want the credit for it, nothing. We just want to see you win. So it's nothing like being like, we don't have to get all the recognition. We take your wins as everybody's wins.
Yes, child.
Absolutely.
I love it.
I love it too.
He kind of touched on something I wanted to talk about. How important is it to uplift other women?
Well, working in mental health, I've seen, I'm only telling my story. I've seen a lot of African American women in mental health have a hard time with being able to promote the next woman, especially the woman of color. They can do it for the white man. They can definitely do it for the white woman. But when it comes to us, they have a hard time with that and giving you your flowers while you can smell them. Like, if I know that you're doing a good job, why is it so hard for me to tell you that you're doing a good job? And even with being a podcaster, my support has not come from family. It has come from people like Lisi, who I had not spoken to since college, and she was one of the first people to say, hey, I want to support you with your podcast. But why is it so hard for family members to do that? Now, I know that they'll tell us, your family members shouldn't be your market, and that's true. But here's the thing about me. If I know that my family member is trying to do something that's positive, why is it so easy for me to go to Mac versus support my homegirl who got a makeup line? You know what I'm saying? And then if my feedback to her is not constructive, I'm going to tell her that behind her back. And I'm not going to do it in a destructive way. I'm going to say, hey, professionalism need to be better here, or product sales, or, marketing need to be better there. But I'm not going to directly go to social media and bash her. So it's very important. As a black woman, we're the most educated, but the least protected. You see that when it comes to human sex trafficking. You see that when, a lot of the times, a lot of young girls live in projects. I know, working in mental health, they get sexually abused all the time by people who are in their family and supposed to protect them, but they don't get the support and the protection. So it's very important. And I think that's the reason why a lot of black women have stigmas, is because we don't feel supported and protected. So we have to feel like we need to hoard everything to ourselves.
It is, and I appreciate everybody at this table, because at different points in times, I definitely know that I've had support from everybody sitting here, and Miss Diane over here is like, she gonna champion you on regardless. So how important is that to you? Mind you, I know you personally, I know it, but people don't know.
She looking like, do you even have to ask?
No. Well, I think it's extremely important to lift each other up as far as women, or just women in general, but specifically the Black culture, because we just been oppressed for so long. And I'm not even going to go into that soapbox about oppression. But I just know, just from my own personal experiences, that I've been in, just in my career alone, that, I mean, I've had so many experiences from women just making remarks directly to me and about me that have gotten back to me, that have, I mean, smiled in my face and said very hurtful things about me just behind my back, or two people that I knew were true. Because, I mean, some things I've shared in confidence with them, and it got back to me, and I'm like, well, why would they say that? Why wouldn't they just come directly to me? Or just some things that just weren't even true about me.
Oh, my God.
I mean, withheld me from certain promotional positions, or kept me, you know, from getting things because of things they thought I had, or things that they might have seen. And that is just so hurtful to do to people, or things that have been said in my presence about other Black women.
Come on.
Why would we withhold people from things that we think we see on the outside when we have no clue what people go through in their personal lives? We should never do that to people.
Oh, my God.
And definitely not to each other.
No,
and that's the crazy part. I think one of the reasons professionally why I work the way I do is just because of you, because she took a chance with me, and it's been nothing but greatness since. So if I had that, somebody did that for me and took that step for me, I want to pay it forward. I want to make sure that the next, generation coming up can have that to look forward to. And you shouldn't have to, hold anybody else back to let your light shine. Like, perfect example, I used to come into the office and never knew. The only reason, because we talked outside personally, but nobody else around the office knew, like, it was a shit show, and lack of better terms, going on personally. And I would walk in every day and still smile, still do my job and everything else. So you do have to give people that grace of not knowing.
Come on.
Absolutely. And I know, because I had no experience as an intern, and someone gave me a chance. So I always said, if I ever meet someone, I always took internships so seriously, because internships are supposed to be a meaningful experience for people to learn their craft. So that's how I met Alicia, just by chance. She was a daycare provider for my son.
I am really brewing.
So we are supposed to afford people the opportunities to grow. So I always said that's my true purpose in life, to give people that grow. Yes, and especially if I can afford people that opportunity, another Black woman that somebody gave me, I would do that for the rest of my life.
Come on,
that's my purpose.
Talk about that.
Yeah,
that's
both
it.
Sides of that coin. Ignorant to the cause. I went through the afraid to be the angry Black woman. Woo! So very quiet, very timid, and very frustrated when I get off of work. I work at Cracker Barrel, y'all. Just that's the running joke of my life. People know what that's about. I make the cinnamon apples at Cracker Barrel, but yeah. So like it's I was very timid, and you have like the racial tension, you have the sexist tension, the masculinity, and I've always been like, don't do it, Keisha, because you're gonna be the angry Black woman. And then I met somebody at a conference who is an angry Black woman, not literally angry, but that's what she's classified as. But she's where I want to be. Wow. So she's like, where am I at? Where are you? Be the angry Black woman. That's the only advice she gave me. Be the angry Black woman. Just if they're gonna see you how they want to see you anyway. And somebody's going to have your back. Like somebody who's been in your shoes, they're going to have your back. And we do have the women that it is a fish in a barrel, as you said, because they are afraid to be replaced.
Yes.
So they have that mentality of it's either you or me. So if I have to choose, it's always going to be me. So I can't help you, although I want to. But then you have the people that get to where or past where that person is, and they know better. And that's the advice she gave me. And they hate me for sometimes, but they respect me. And I was able to climb, and I'm able to do that for other people as well. And that's my favorite thing to do is I tell them, be the angry Black woman. Like, you don't understand, but I do. Trust me. I got you. Be the angry Black woman. I got you. God.
And it's something like, just think about how you said that, like, that you or me mentality. And I've said it so many times, and I continue to say it, like, why do we feel like we have to sit at this table? Like, that's like my biggest pet peeve culturally. Like, why do we feel like this is the table we have to be at? The table that was never meant for us, the seat that was given to us just so we could shut up and be happy. Why do we feel like that's the seat we want? Like, create our own table. We've done it before. Yes, they've taken it from us several times, but what's ever taken can be regot. So why is it that we still try to fit into this box in this situation that was never meant for us to be in? As long as we continue to fight for that one seat at the table, we're always going to be under certain constraints and oppression, because they're always going to be in control. We're always going to be just that one voice, and as soon as your voice gets too loud, you're not going to be there anymore.
Oh, I love what you said. I love what all of y'all said, and I was just over here brewing. I feel like I was about to burst open. You know, when she said that about, you know, with the intern situation and giving you an opportunity and, you know, the hurtful things that she heard, it just reminded me of a time where, you know, I was in that position where, like, this was the last opportunity that I had to graduate. And, you know, to graduate with with the master's in mental health, you got to have some type of internship. And nobody would give me a chance. Nobody, our complexion, except for one person. Shout out to Miss Lisa, because she really looked out for me and, you know, poured into me. But it made me think, like, whenever I get the chance and a platform and the resources, I'm going to reach back and I'm going to help out. You know what I'm saying? Another black girl who just trying to make it. Because where do we get this attitude where I did it, you going to have to figure it out like I did? Like, what is that?
I know what I'm saying? Thank God every day for that opportunity. Like, I learned so much. Like, I literally would not be the professional I am without watching how she moves in a room and just the respect that she commands when she's in that room. From the position she's put me in that were uncomfortable to me because it was outside of my box. To just that learning experience from that alone. Like, she knows I hate speaking in front of people, and she gave me every reason, every opportunity to speak in front of groups of people and get my life together. She would have been that professional. She has the skill.
You see what I'm saying? Basically, you pour into her, and see, that's something
and
that
show me all aspects. Like, I didn't just see one lane of the business. I saw billing. I saw, you know, our business is all types of facets to go into, and I got to see everything and sit in meetings and whole train. Like, a lot of my stuff on my resume is because she had me doing these things.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But then I love what she said about being an angry black woman, and that gets translated as passion or too emotional. Oh, I've heard that multiple times. Oh, you're just too emotional. Well, what if I am? I thought I'm supposed to be a little passionate. If this is something that I love, passion gets stuff done. Right. So, like, when you say that about being an angry black woman, you're right. Being a little angry has gotten me in the door.
It's the kiss of death.
Yeah.
It's the kiss of death. And sometimes it has nothing to do with you being angry. They just know that once you're attached to that narrative, that's all they need.
That's all they need.
And it's funny you said that, because that's actually really what the next topic was on this piece of paper, was that angry black woman stereotype. It really was, because, you know, like you said, it gets translated and gets such a negative connotation. And my thing is, it's not even about my attitude. It's not about me raising my voice. It's me demanding the same respect that I know my other counterparts have, that you want to put that label on me. Perfect example. It's 5 white people in my office. Everybody else is black, which you think would sound amazing. But the 5 white people hold those positions of power. And it's this one girl comes in every day, baseball tee on, leggings, flip-flops, looking like she literally just rolled out of bed. I could never. And it's frustrating, because that's the head of the business department. Like, literally, that's the head of our business department. That is the head of our billing.
And you can do the same.
And she can walk around here and sit on Zoom meetings and go to meetings like this every day. But even if I'm not even going to court, just coming in the office, y'all looking at me crazy when I come in with jeans on and a t-shirt. And it's a dress down day.
See what I'm saying?
Y'all look at me, or my favorite, or when I'm angry because I don't want you touching my hair every day, because y'all know my hair is natural, so I wear it different all the time. And I have that attitude because I don't want you being in my personal space where my hair is all the time. Like, at some point, the first couple times, okay, it's cute, thank you. And then it gets to a point where it's offensive. But I can't express to you that it's offensive without being angry, because you're giving me a compliment. And I'm like, no, it's not a compliment, because it's the same hairstyle I wore 2 weeks ago.
See what I'm saying?
Well, it's inappropriate.
It's very inappropriate
for someone to violate your personal space.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's somewhere it's a violation of.
Oh yeah.
But my thing is that I just
The
can't come up to you and touch your hair, bro.
I don't
Like,
want
I
to.
just can't
I
do.
don't want to.
That's what I'm saying. So why do you think that you could just come up to me like I'm a pet and just touch?
Or like when we're dealing with
digress.
people in meetings that are overly aggressive with us, but the moment I start to forget that I'm at work a little bit, and I'm like, or I'm ready to end the meeting because at this point I'm not gonna be too many bitches. You're not gonna keep cussing me out and think that I'm just supposed to sit here in this meeting and deal with it. But when I go to end the meeting, instead of responding back how I really want to, oh, well, you just have an attitude. Who do I need to talk to? You can talk to whoever you need to talk to, but I know I'm not going to keep getting disrespected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Be the angry black woman. That's the advice I was given. I take it. And again, I'm hell when it comes to work because my work ethic, and it's because we're black women. If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
My work ethic is insane. I don't expect you to match it because I'm not confident you will.
Right.
But I'm just being honest. But I do expect you to work. So, you know, I will be the angry black woman, and if at most your argument is, you know, I'm tough, but my job is done and your job is done and you're not in my way, I don't give a shit.
Come on.
I'm gonna be the angry black woman because before I tried not to be, and you stress yourself, you lose, or I do. I'll speak for myself. I stress myself. I lose sleep. I walk on eggshells, but I'm disrespected. And if you know me, that's not something I'm not about. Disrespect. Right. Mm-hmm. So it's for me to not tolerate disrespect anywhere else until I clock in is very unfamiliar. So no, I need to be me all around. I need to be I need to do my job. I need to be who I am. And if that's the angry black woman, so be it. I will cuss you out. You call me a bitch. I mean, I will. I've done it before. I will, because you bugging. You bugging. Yeah, bugging. Yeah. So.
That part.
That's right. It's a balance to it to some degree. It's like you want to you're staying true to yourself, and then you're still trying to keep that level of professionalism. But those lines get blurred a lot.
See, I think my issue is, and I have had an experience where it wasn't even in the workplace. It was just blatant disrespect, and this was in my home where the cable man came. And he made a statement of, I'm happy you don't live in the projects, ma. And I'm not trying to be funny, so here was my response. You see this you see what these are on this wall? He looked. I said, those are degrees. I said, where your degree at?
Hello?
Because I'm saying, if I become disrespectful, I'm like, what did you mean by the project statement? And he was like, oh, no. See, when I get passionate, you want to kind of pipe down. Yeah. But the reality of the situation is what would make you have to imply that? You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of stuff that they try to say, oh, we're being the angry black woman, when you can say something.
Antagonize me.
Yeah.
You antagonize, and then when I respond to it, I'm wrong.
Yeah, like I just came to a place in my life where I'm just not going to tolerate respect, not just for being black, but just for being me, period. Because I just know that when I walk outside, I'm not looking to see, who can I purposely be disrespectful to today?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, come on, like, coming out your mouth sideways with stuff like that, we don't have to do that. I think black women have proved that we can hold our own. I mean, there's only a black vice president in office right now, and she's a woman. You know what I'm saying? We holding it down. So I just want them to just start giving us our flowers and start coining us the angry black woman every time we say something remotely, quote unquote, passionate.
I think that, and we are, of all of the categories, so white male, white female, black female, we are grouped entirely together based off of one personality. Like, it's like not to be controversial, but it's like the guy that doesn't date the black woman because she's angry.
Oh yeah.
And he's met one personality, or he has a type, ironically, so he meets several personalities that he picks, but he ventures to white women because all black women, to him and his experience, have been angry or overpowering. Or at work, you're the angry black woman because you meet the one that does cuss you out behind a miscommunication, or you just didn't know better, so you got the extreme of reaction that was probably warranted. So, like, of all the categories, we are grouped as a whole in that regard. So yeah, that angry black woman, stigma attaches. Like, I'm not an angry. I love a professional read. I love the calm, sarcastic. I'm very sarcastic. There's a lot of energy. Per my last email, or actually, what I said was, if you scroll below, you can see below.
I'm sorry. Can you read?
Yeah. I love a professional read, and I take that everywhere. I'm very calm. So like I get you're not the outside of work. I get you're not like the other women. Like, what do you mean?
Don't come for me with that.
Right?
Yeah.
What do you mean? It's like, what do you mean? It's like, I'm used to, another woman would have yelled at me about such. It's like, I'm not going to
change your circle.
Yeah, right? It's like they group us in that category. Of all the categories, we are the black women. We are all grouped, umbrellaed under one experience
that is so true.
Of people.
Yeah.
So I noticed that. So that's why I have to troll. That's why I tell people I work at Cracker Barrel, because I met a guy who was like, oh, what do? You speak so well, type conversation.
Wow.
Black guy. And I said McDonald's. I went to Cracker Barrel because they're more racist. But I said McDonald's at the time. And he's like, really? I never would have expected you to work at McDonald's. That's the problem.
Exactly.
I can't work at McDonald's and speak well.
Exactly.
Like, I can't, so.
That part.
I might try. Where do you work? I don't.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. I like that.
It's fun to troll.
Yeah.
Please don't give her no more petty.
Yeah.
No,
Please
you
do not give her no more petty.
Right. No, that's kind of offensive.
Exactly. It's fun to troll.
I can't speak well.
Yeah, I do.
It is. The amount of...
Very smart. Oh, I drop fries.
Well, you look so well together. You look you're
so put
well
together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like, okay. I mean, you want to see what's up under my cabinet in my bathroom? I got hair for days. You ain't saying nothing. So,
well, a lighter topic. A lighter topic is we're all at different points of our lives and different, settlings and stuff like that. How do you balance everything? Like, how do you balance family, dating, career, moving forward in these situations? Because I know we're literally all in different places with these things.
Yeah, I'm trash. I don't. I'm trash. I don't.
I might get a second.
I need to work on it.
So that's an honest answer.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's honest now. It wasn't honest before. I was very stubborn. Like, I can do it. No, I'm a workaholic.
Come on.
I'm definitely about family, although I can absolutely spend more time with my nieces and nephews than I do. Relationships is
stay out of my journal.
Relationships it's a struggle. Well, dating is a struggle. If you're dating in 2021, God bless you. Ready to be an old lady because it's easier. It's just easier. No, but it's hard. Yeah, no, we have the dating nowadays. Like, people are catered to trends or relationship memes or wanting to compare their experience and
wanting to be a
their
hashtag
friends,
instead of reality.
A hashtag, an Instagram, they have commitment issues but are unaware of it. So you have like unfamiliar trauma that you're dealing with while trying to deal with your own when you do meet that person that you think you're ready to settle down with, which is currently my situation. So yeah, no, I don't balance it, to answer your question. I need to. Yeah. I'm working on it, but yeah.
I want my toes back right now. You just stopped on all of my toes. But no. I'm just going to be very honest with that. I feel like I've become so invested in my podcast and my career and just achieving my career type goals that, I kind of found myself in a little bubble of can't stand going to Thanksgiving because, when you gonna have kids, girl? How many degrees you need? That type of stuff. And it's like, I can't fault them because realistically, I'm like, yeah, girl, when you gonna have kids? I mean, you ain't getting no younger. So, I mean, like, what's really going on? Like, is it you or is it everybody else? This might be you. So I can honestly admit to myself where I've had times and opportunities where I've been a person afraid of commitment. And I've put, my career and my not wanting to be a statistic and all this stuff in front of the dating thing. Me too. Coming from a teen parent, she was very hard on us about going to college, getting your career together. And that's what I did. But now my mom coming at me like, Kiki, I said go to college and get a degree. I didn't say be a professional student and never never had kids today. And I'm like, well, I'm just trying to make. And she said, you've made me proud twice. Like, it's so relaxed. Like, it's time to.
It's okay.
Yeah. So, y'all, that's how you know I ain't even got no intentions with even remotely close to dating, because I'm like putting on in that shoe sweatpants every day. My mama like, I'm gonna go to your house.
God is saying you boss up. Don't do
you
it.
Have look, that's every 6 months, and my mama is like every day. Like, it got to be more to life than your work attire and your church attire. We gonna have to get this together. Like, I need to see you in a freakum dress or something. So show a little skin, a little hip, a little thigh. I'm playing, y'all.
Her grandbabies.
No, but she's serious. But so I. Honestly, like, if there's anybody out there who know a good relationship therapist or something, I am at a standstill. I don't know. I just know what I know. So I don't really have any insight on how to date. I've been not dating for so long because, honestly, I'm celibate. So I don't.
More power to you,
More
baby.
power.
I tell her that all the time. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all, it's really hard. It's really hard, and then you get cravings. Sorry, AJ. I'm just being honest. So the reality of the situation is trying to it's easier to not date, because then I don't have to be like, I'm celibate, and then you like, oh, I can wait, and then you can't wait, or you know what I'm saying? So it's just also because, I'm minister at my church, but I got a little Trina City girl in me too. So you better.
Ratchet and
so like
Go
I know how to balance,
Ratchet and righteous.
So my mom was like, so what type of man you think you're gonna need? I said, I think I'm gonna need TD Jakes mixed with Nas, because I want a sophisticated thug. But I'm just saying, y'all. But I said,
but it's okay.
You like what you like.
I like who can remain celibate with me? And she was like, okay, you're asking for a lot, but it could happen.
No, you're asking exactly what you need.
What you need, yep. So I'm gonna be honest with you on that question. I think I'm doing good with the career stuff, but for me, my word needs to be balance and intentionality. Like, not saying I want to date, but sitting in the house doing paperwork or homework, because that doesn't equate to wanting to date. That doesn't even look remotely close to wanting to date. That looks like you want to stay in the house, work on paperwork, and be a career student. So
that's the hard part. They're comfortable with yourself, because sometimes you just don't want to deal with people.
that might be another thing.
Yeah.
I might be too comfortable with myself though. So it's like time to be comfortable. I don't know how to share my space. I don't I'm the worst. Like I might be the hostess with the mostest, but that's like after
everybody
gotta
go home.
To go. Like we didn't.
What y'all finna do?
But yeah, don't worry about it. I'll end this for us.
But yeah, I don't know. I need balance, so I'm still struggling with that aspect.
I think for me, balance for me has come through therapy, because I had to censor myself. I had to figure out what. Like, as a matter of fact, we just did an exercise where we were looking at our values and what we hold dear. And then it was like these different questions. And it was like, okay, these are your values. These are how you prioritize them. And that's a major thing. Like, if for me, my biggest value is empathy. Like, that's just me.
Pisces, me too.
Yes, empathy. And then right after that was creativity. And then family.
Sound about right.
And so when I look at how those things are categorized and how I move every day and the intentions that I set forth every day that I'm doing these things, my day does play out like that. I'm all about I give my all to everybody. I think pretty much everybody here knows that. I love my creative space. I love writing. I love doing this. And then my family, my friends are truly my family. So they get the rest of me. They truly get the balance of everything. Like, I don't know how some days I make it work with being everywhere simultaneously, but I get there. I always show up, and if I can't, I always make sure I can make it up. But I've had to figure out, like, okay, this was enough. Like, because at some point, even though I didn't put this in there, I'm a balance in this situation too. Like, I'm a priority in that list too. Whether it be family, my relationship, whether it be my niece that's really my child, like my career, like. I'm in that balance of things too, and if I'm off balance, nothing's going to be together at that point. And you got the biggest balance of it.
No, coming from I would love to hear her perspective. Like, because I'm just like, how do you
Let me explain, y'all. Let me explain. She married. She got adult kids at this point, even though she don't look like it
at all.
She got multiple degrees.
That's what I'm saying. So how did she get here?
So I have
And she has an amazing
And I'm
husband.
listening.
my husband and I will celebrate our 18th wedding anniversary on July 11th.
Where?
Shout out to Danny.
Yeah, shout out to my babe. So we have a soon to be 21-year-old and 16-year-old. We run 2 businesses. We both have 2 jobs. And I just said my newest balance is that I've been on a vacation every month. So this is my 3rd month. Like literally going on a vacation. So we're leaving on another vacation this coming Thursday.
Oh my God, that's the black one.
So I was like, I have to like physically leave. I have to like stop because I spent pretty much the last 18 years in college, raising kids, working, doing everything for everybody. I have to be able to, like, my mind is constantly working 24/7. I don't sleep at night. I have to figure out something to do for myself. And for since the pandemic, I started writing this book that I have not finished. My goal was to publish it by my birthday.
You gonna finish it
in December that just passed, and
December
I have not.
What?
16th. That's my birthday.
Oh, nice. My best friend
Oh, I'm
birthday.
an 18 girl.
So my goal is to publish my book
You gonna
this
get it published.
year.
Oh, we holding you accountable.
Okay.
Because she definitely
We
gonna
on
listen.
it.
She ain't gonna do
Y'all
nothing
y'all
else.
heard that? You gotta hold her accountable.
Like that has been my balance. Like every day in my phone, I come up, I put stuff in for my book, and I just have to transfer it to my laptop. So that has been like my grace. So when I'm in the airport or I'm just in a grocery store, I'm like, oh, what is for my book? So like that has been keeping me balanced because it's something I can do for myself. I'm not doing it for my daughter. I'm not doing it for my son. I'm not doing something for my husband. I'm not working or somebody calling me. I'm helping them solve their problems. I'm like, I'm gonna go crazy if I don't do something for myself.
Yeah, noted.
And like liquid therapy, wine cannot continue to help me
favorite.
back.
My favorite.
Liquid therapy and retail therapy are not working for me.
At
We
this
made
point,
Stella Rosa millionaires.
I can't hide no more boxes from Danny, okay?
Okay, like I can no longer send boxes to anybody else's house to hide from my husband. I cannot continue to, the treadmill helps too, but this pooper is not going anywhere if I'm continue to drink wine. Okay, and I don't want to get BBLs or tummy tucks. I need to just work out.
There you go.
All of that stuff. But I'm just like, I want to continue to, create generational wealth for my kids, but I want to be able to do that with stuff that's completely detached from my business. Writing a book that's going to bring me joy because I want to be able to share my testimony and spread my passion to other people, but do something that's completely separate from my job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's gonna keep me balanced and
my
bring me
God.
happiness to the world. So
Y'all just spoke to my soul.
Yeah.
Y'all, because when you said that about like doing something for yourself, like that's the thing that I still struggle with. Like anything that I start for me, I noticed that I don't put as much energy as I would put into doing something for someone else.
Yes.
listen,
I used to
you
too.
and this is the certified master life coach in me talking to you.
We'll
to
talk.
the airwaves, to everybody.
Okay,
Okay?
I'm listening.
This is me being accountability partner to each and every one of you. It only takes, after you wake up in the morning, if you're not a spiritual person and you don't pray, that's fine. But I tell people, once you wake up, because you got to take a shower, wash your face, brush your teeth, whatever. And people argue all the time, I take my bath at night. I don't care when you wash your butt. Okay? But you got to wash your face, brush your teeth, put your glasses on, whatever. You need, whether you do it in the morning, 20, 30 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day. You have to do either 15 to 30 minutes. You have to commit a day to doing something for yourself.
Yeah.
That part.
Pour a glass of wine, go on
Yeah.
the treadmill, go for a walk your dog, read a book. do something that makes you order that shirt online. It only take you 15 minutes to do it.
Yeah.
15
Set
minutes.
your timer in your phone until it becomes a routine.
That's
I had no
Yeah.
choice, piggybacking off of what she said. I'm the eldest daughter, raised as the eldest child. So, like, responsibility is, I'm the one that has to get it
Ingrained.
right.
You're the
Ingrained.
reliable one.
You're the blueprint.
I'm the blueprint. I gotta get it right. Education, career, one of the first of the grandchildren to go to college. Like, the responsibility is there, but I'm also doing it because I know it's there. So I'm doing it for grandma, for mom, for everybody. And then I had an internship in Indiana, and I didn't really have service. So I was removed from all of those people that held me in high regard,
Oh my
and
God.
didn't know what to do. And I went a day with just doing things that I was like, well, I don't know what to do, but I know I want to do. And I wanted to do this, and that day, and the next day, my life continued. Like, when I got back from Indiana, everything was the same. My life continued. And I was like, man, I could be doing for me this whole time. And I did. Ever since then, I took more. Obviously, it didn't happen overnight, because I'm still, mentally embedded with that responsibility. But I did take some time, slowly but surely, for myself. And I, too, write. And I, too, do these things. And if there's one thing I've learned from growing up in poverty, making $1 out of 15 cents, so I'm able to fund these things, and I'm able to.
Come on.
But yeah, it's a shock to your system if you don't know how to do it. Like, I'm not one of those people that's like, yeah, I'm gonna take 10 minutes, and I don't, and I need to, and I don't, and then it's better that you take it before life take it for you.
Yes.
Because then you don't have a say so, right?
That part, yeah.
You don't have a say so. So then you're stuck. Like, and God forbid, whether it be a circumstance, like in my sister's case, like we were in a car accident. So, like, whether it be a circumstance like that, or like I said, life literally taking it from you, where you have to stop and pause, and you get that highlight reel of what you've done your whole life. Like, you don't want that to happen. You want to be able to take it for yourself. So turn your phone off.
Yes.
I would turn my phone off in 10 minutes and just go for it.
And I know, like,
I'm gonna do it.
And I know,
Starting
like,
tonight.
There you go.
No, seriously,
Thanks,
it's
y'all.
real. And I know that because I was the person that life stopped me. Like, I literally woke up and I literally said, what am I doing? Like, I literally got to a point where I was just like, I was questioning, what am I here for? What's my purpose? Am I enough? Like, all these different things. And I had the answer to none of them. And the biggest question that finally brought me down was, who am I? The day I couldn't answer that question, and I just stared in the mirror and, like, just broke down in tears and literally had no idea who I was as a person. Through all the things that I do, through all the people I help, and none of that clicked. None of that was who I was. And I was like, I can't go like that. Like, I cannot live and not know who I am. That's not living. That is existing every day. And that's not a good feeling. That's like, that was the emptiest I think I had ever been in my life. And I literally, and at that point I wasn't writing, no nothing. All these things that I know are who I am as a person, I wasn't doing. So of course I didn't know who I was. And I gave myself that time back. I intentionally made it a purpose to, I'm gonna not only write in my free write journal, but I'm gonna also write in a guided journal. I'm gonna give myself these things to get me back to who I am. I'm gonna take that once a month. Yes, I'm going to get my toes done.
That's
yes,
right.
I'm going to get my eyebrows done. Yes, I'm going to take myself out to eat, because I need to remember always who I am as a person. I don't want to ever feel like somebody can tell me who I am. Like, you'll fall for anything at that point. I don't want anybody to ever be able to say, no, this is who you are. No, that's not who I am.
You know what, y'all?
You better get your life.
Exactly. And if I ever need a reminder, all I gotta do is dial her number.
Y'all
I
are
promise.
speaking.
Telling
So I took know who you are, don't let life make you sit down, and take 10 to 15 minutes of yourself for yourself every day.
And it'll gradually increase.
It gets natural, like my body automatically
It becomes
shuts
a natural
itself.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And people will notice, and they'll start saying, "Oh, so you're not gonna do this? Or
No.
don't you do this?" Like, my daughter will be like, "Oh, so you getting on the treadmill today? Right now?" I'll be like, "No, I won't." but I need to.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
They notice the glow up.
Exactly, and it sets boundaries for people. Like I think that was probably the biggest things of balancing too, was like setting and maintaining boundaries. Like it's definitely hard in our community with family, because family can be some of the most toxic people you'll ever deal with.
Oh my God.
But the moment you set, and not only do you set them, but you maintain those boundaries, oh baby, you will see your life change.
I would feel guilty quick when I set a boundary, especially with
Yes.
family is always hard, right?
Yeah.
These are people you grew up with, and setting that boundary, that was probably the hardest barrier that I had to saying no to so many people that I say yes to. And then you set that boundary and
That's
you feel
my
bad, like
you get that pushback a little bit.
You get that pushback or the disappointment, and the
guess
next
what I
day
do now?
happens, and it's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I go about my life.
You go back to
See,
life.
that right there is my struggle. And then also, I think also, only having a few people who you can really go to, because I think we might all have this thing in common where we may pour out a lot. So people put you on a pedestal that you really can't live on. So they don't look at you as almost like, I'm human too, guys. So like,
Yeah, you in my journal.
Right.
yeah, like y'all know I'm human,
I shut
right?
that off.
Well, like my cup is empty.
Yeah,
Right,
Can
yeah.
you pour
So-
into me this time?
I shut that off. I only pour into people who, and it's probably going to sound really bad, but I really don't care, because it took a long time to get to this point. I only pour into people I know we can pour into each other, because I had to get to a point where if I'm empty, but you're still taking, and at no point in time is anything being given back, what else do I have left to give? But you're still taking. So I had to set that boundary, and I had to create that space for myself, to where if all you're doing is taking and taking and taking, and not only are you not pouring into me, but I don't even believe if I needed you to pour into me that you would or could. Why would I still keep you? At what point, what purpose are you serving? Because at this point, you're draining me.
I'm telling you.
And sometimes we need to tell those people. Well, we do.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. It sounds like every time you call me, you're draining me.
Yeah, you're making this about you
Yeah.
all the time.
Girl,
That's
talk about
hard.
you today.
Yeah.
You talk about me.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
When you called me 2 days ago, I tried to tell you about my day, and you talked right over me.
Yeah.
I did that? Yes, you did. Let me tell you what happened.
Exactly.
Let me jog your memory.
Exactly.
I
It's a
didn't do
big
that.
thing.
Yes, you did.
How they react is a big thing for me too. Like if I'm telling you that you're hurting me in a certain way, and if there's no accountability, there's nothing else to talk about. Like, oh, okay. Well, you have a nice day,
Exactly.
and you probably won't hear from me again.
And don't feel bad about it.
I don't anymore. I did.
Right.
I did. I
Right.
don't anymore. A funny thing with me and my friends, like I always say, I didn't choose them. Like they chose me, which is very important to me. Like I'm very stubborn, the workaholic. You're not out here trying to like make friends, but you do want people that you can count on. But when you're used to being disappointed, it's not something you don't extend that olive branch. So they do have to break that barrier, and they do. And it's always a what's being asked or what's being said, because you got like the famous saying, people who want to be in your business, and like people who genuinely care.
Right.
So like with my friends, it's never a what happened. What do you need?
Right. How can I help?
That's what I mean.
What do we need to do versus what happened? He did what? She did what? It's a okay. Well, what do
comes
you need
next?
right now?
Yeah.
Like it's that thing. Did you eat today? Oh, I'm gonna pray for you. I'm worried about you. And then you don't. It's not just a word of thought. Like you actually believe that that they're actually gonna do it. Like it's that type. And you're stubborn with those people. And I've taken them for granted. Sorry, y'all. I've taken them for granted because it wasn't something that I was used to as the giver. You don't pay attention to receiving.
Right.
You always pay attention to what you give out and make sure that you're giving out like grade A effort, and you drain yourself that way.
Yeah.
And then when you got people that pour into you and you don't realize it, that's where you're getting your energy from. Like you don't realize that they're the ones that's giving you the energy that you're pouring to somebody else.
Come on.
And then
That's
one
true.
friend, he was like, what's more frustrating, like the people that care about you, what's frustrating to them, listening to you tell them about the people that don't.
Exactly.
So like, I gotta sit here and listen to you talk about somebody that don't care about you, and I care about you. I don't want to hear that.
And I get the attitude.
And I don't want to hear
Because it
that.
makes them not want to help or to
Exactly.
bother.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is true.
You stop, and you stop. Well, I stopped anyway, and I reanalyze. I'm like, okay, all right then. Yeah, I need to fix that.
Yeah. That part.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, I'm the most honest with myself. That's why therapy, I think, works so well for me, because I'm honest. Even if it's something that I might not agree with, or something that's presented to me and I'm not at a place where I want to accept it, I'm honest enough to say, yeah, that's me. And I'm honest, right? And I'm honest enough to know what those downfalls are. But like I tell people, when you realize something is a character flaw, because I'm not going to say it's a negative impact, because the things that are my strengths are also my weaknesses. So when you realize a character flaw, if you're not actively working to better it, that's a you problem. And you can't be mad at how anybody else responds to that. I check myself every year on my birthday. I don't set New Year's resolutions. I wait till my birthday comes and I take inventory. I take inventory of the goals I set for last year. I take inventory of what I've done to, get to those goals. And then I take inventory of what do I still need to work on.
That part.
And so by doing that, I'm able to be as transparent with myself as possible and know, yes, I'm an amazing person. I have a heart of gold. My mouth is reckless. I need to think before I speak. Yeah. A lot.
I think you do, though.
You think so? I think she do too. But I think maybe because she understands that it can get reckless. Maybe that's the reason why she, you know what I'm saying?
Because I think a lot of the times you mean what you say, but when the consequences come, you like, all right, well, I can deal with that. I get what you're saying. I don't really agree, but because one thing, I'm the same way. It's like, because Danny be like, you need to watch that. And I'm like, well, I ain't.
So then is it safe to say then that we know, even if you can be as narcissistic as you want to, when you got a character flaw and when it's negatively impacting your relationship.
But the question is, do you care? That's the main part. Do you care enough to work on it? And do you care about the people that it's hurting enough to work on it? Because it wasn't until I hurt somebody with my words that I had to really sit back and because everybody knows when it comes to apologies, my apologies ain't really apologies.
So, that's dead.
I'm like, that's dead.
What I'm gonna need you to be genuine. But here's my thing on apologies. This is the only caveat I got with apologies. I feel like some people, it's a process with apologies is what I want to say. Okay. So say like if we have an argument, right, and it's a cool off period. Yeah. My cool off period is like 2 weeks. But yours is like 6 months. Yeah. So I come to you and say, hey, I'm ready to talk. I call you, you don't answer the phone. I text you, hey, do you want to talk? You don't even respond. But I'm calling you, texting you, you don't respond. I feel like I just need to go ahead and go through my healing process. Okay. And I need to move on.
That part.
Because I just have an issue with people who try to force their apology. If I'm the one that's wrong.
Exactly.
I feel like people need to go through their processes. We're grown. And this is just Diane talking. Okay. Right? Because people who try to force their apologies on people have to go through their own processes, and then maybe later we could come back together at a time when both people are ready. I like that. So when you're ready, I don't want to rip your scab off. So what if your scab has healed, right? Because we know wounds heal from the inside out.
Exactly.
That's if I moved on in 6 months and then you ready, and I'm like, well, I'm good. We good. I don't need to talk. But you like, well, I'm ready now. And I want to talk to you. Yeah. Diane, please talk to me. I'm ready. But I'm like, I'm good. No hard feelings, but I'm good. I went through my process. It hurt my feelings, but I'm cool. How would you feel about that?
See, I'm going to feel like you went through your process.
But now you can't go.
But now I'm at the place where I done went through my process. But what's going to put a cap on this process is me telling you how I feel. But then at the same time, another thing that I had to realize is only saying what I absolute mean.
That part. That's what I was about to say.
And not what I'm going to say in a rant or my Sagittarius fuck style ways with like, oh yeah, I'm about to come for you because I feel like you just came for me. So then I have to realize, like, okay, you better only say what you absolutely mean. So then when it's time to apologize, the only thing you got to apologize is for the tone and not necessarily what you said. Mm-hmm. And we can talk about that together. You know what I'm saying?
Remember, we both Sagittarius.
That's hard.
And I had to realize, because like you said, I truly from the bottom of my heart, if I said it out of my mouth, I promise you, without a doubt, I meant it.
And I meant it too.
With every part of my soul. And my apology normally goes like this. My apology normally goes, I apologize for the way you took what I said.
Oh, that's dead. That is so dead. And I'll be like, just keep that shit.
I'm grown. And that's why I don't apologize.
That.
But I'm grown. And it took for me to truly, truly hurt somebody, for me to see how what I said hurt and how it hurt our friendship.
Yes.
For me to, and that's why I said you have, like, you change things that you care when you see they've hurt somebody that you care about. Mm-hmm. Even though, you know, it shouldn't be that way, but until you see it play out, you don't see it as an issue. So mm-hmm. once I saw my words were really affecting, and the way I was coming at the situation was affecting things moving forward, and it wasn't the other person, it was truly all me, I had to take accountability for that, and I had to say, you know what? Now I have to work on myself. This is something nobody else can change but me. I have to want that change. And so now that's how I think of everything. When I start seeing things as a flaw, I look at it like, it's not what other people can do. It's not what other people see. It's how are you seeing yourself? How are you actively working to become a better person?
That part.
That's tough. I don't apologize like that, but I don't apologize often, and that's because I'm very nonchalant, so it takes a lot to offend me.
Right.
With that being said, I'm not necessarily conscious when I offend somebody else, because in my mind that wouldn't bother me, so I'm not not expecting it to bother you. So when somebody does offend me, like the conversation we had about apologies and the time, it's out my head. I don't care.
Exactly.
But them, it's a mental, like, they have to hold themselves accountable because they actually do care about you thing. And something I've learned is this saying is always taken out of context. Don't block your blessing. Always taken out of context, but people use it for that, or for like the paying it forward or paying you back concept, in a sense of like, let me do this, like I need to do this, like don't block it, let me do this, that type of thing. And it's like, oh, okay, I mean, yeah, sure, all right, like, you're sorry, okay.
So then with that, how this is when it can go both ways with me. It could be I went through my process, I don't care no more, it's done. Or if it's still nagging me inside, if I feel closure. If I feel like I'm starting to feel a little resentful, like I'm like, no, we gonna have to talk about this, because it'll be like, you know, it'll keep playing in my head.
And I get that, because the Pisces in me, like you said, like the Pisces in me, we
y'all
take
so emotional.
No, I'm
emotional.
But I'm a detached emotional.
Pisces are very,
they are,
but I'm surrounded.
Allegedly,
I can't get away from
Pisces. It's spectrum,
right? Because I'm
emotional,
and right, but I can get real detached. So like for me,
can get real.
Y'all got reactive attachment disorder.
We ain't going there. But like,
it might be accurate,
right? I can hold a grudge. I really can. I can hold a grudge. Like, I'm very stubborn in that aspect. Like, if I feel like what you did was intentional, there's nothing you can say to me at that point. And at that point, I don't want to hear it. And then, but I also feel like once I get to that point, because I am so giving in that sense. When I get to that point where I'm like, I don't want to hear it, the best thing you can do is let me figure it out.
Leave me alone.
Because I thought if you kept pushing me and pushing me to that point, whatever you get, if you back me in the corner, whatever you get is on you, not on me, because you backed me into this corner. And I'm not going to apologize for that, because you backed me into this corner, because I know me as a person. I've given you every chance to not put me in this corner. So once I feel this way, that's what you get. And
Jesus Christ himself gonna have to be like, hey girl.
It's gonna take a lot of prayer,
because you said what you said.
Intervention.
Like, excuse me, hey.
I feel like I'm fairly a reasonable person, right?
Most times.
Yeah.
So you can keep it 100. But honestly, I just got to a point where I'm 40 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
No,
I'm just at a.
you're not.
I am. I mean, I know. I
saying
look
that.
25. I get that, right? But I did not.
Go
have,
down some years. You don't even look 25.
But my daughter's about to be 21, so I did not have her at 4. Okay.
She gonna hate going to the store with you. She not gonna
No,
like that's
Deja
your
loves
sister.
it.
It's the
No,
doctor's
Deja
office.
loves it.
It's the doctor's
Is
office.
it?
Well, I'm just at this place where I just cannot be surrounded by negative energy. So the more time goes on, I just don't need that type of chaos in my life.
For
That
what?
part.
I want to just be around positive
Come
people,
on.
positive vibes only.
Yep,
Yeah.
that part.
So if you have not apologized to me in, 6 months, you can keep that, babe.
That
Live
part.
a blessed and abundant life.
That's the
So-
weird part. You're the one
so-
that's supposed to be sorry.
that's what I'm.
Well, I'm just saying.
It's
Because
not
if
just
I
wrong.
would, because if we are having a disagreement, it's gonna make sense as to why we're disagreeing. As I'm disagreeing with you, so if it's on the other end, then boo, you just don't make sense. Because it's gonna make sense if it's coming from this mouth. You're gonna know why it is a disagreement
You
occurring.
might be contemplating.
Yeah.
like,
And
she
you're
done
gonna
tried to
know
turn you
up
off.
until it's not even gonna get to that point because I'm gonna be like, listen, I'm feeling like it's a isha,
Isha.
it's a rising, right? Because I just don't like chaos
Yeah.
in my relationships, whether it's a family or friend, coworker. I
Anything.
Too
can't
much energy.
I can't
Yeah.
work like that.
Well,
That's-
you can just feel it. See, I'm gonna tell you about that too. Now, on the contrary, though, I don't want to wait 6 months for no apology. You're right, but I also don't want you to be feeling some type of way and being passive aggressive with me.
Oh, I can
That
exit.
is a huge trigger.
I can exit. I'm gonna exit
That
every
right
time.
there.
I don't want 6 hours, 6 days,
But
but
I'm gonna
check it
tell
out.
you,
6 months. I don't know you no more.
yeah, that's
forget.
that is the Sagittarius in us, and I will say
No,
another thing.
that's
Maybe
being a boss
such
chick.
and such is calling.
That's being a grown woman.
Yeah,
I ain't got
such
time.
and such. Yeah, and I'm gonna let you
I'm
know
straight
though.
in phone calls.
Being
text
passive
messages. Who this?
aggressive, if I feel any weird energy,
Yeah.
we're not gonna do this because I'm gonna let you know why. Because I feel like everybody at this table, the reason why we connected or we're connecting at this conversation because you're genuine.
Right.
So to me, passive aggressive feels a little bit like you're a little punk. Like you got something to say it. You're not going to keep, taking little jabs at me, but doing it in a like roundabout way.
No,
That's
when
a
somebody
huge
go out.
trigger for me.
No.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Exactly. I,
don't,
can exit myself
No,
out before.
yeah.
You ain't even gotta worry about it.
I'm gonna exit, but I'm gonna also let you know about
How
yourself.
nonchalant I am.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, keep passing
You,
that. Or
you know the
guys-
worst that you could tell somebody is have a blessed day.
Like,
Put it out here so we can keep it moving in a positive direction.
so that's fact. So what she was saying was she don't want to wait. That's true. If I gotta wait 6 months for an apology in that aspect, yeah, we good because then that means that you don't care enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, now that we didn't have that conversation,
I'm
I
so
know AJ
passionate
about to
about
give me
that.
that look, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Oh,
say this
sorry.
last thing just because I feel like we have to talk about it as Black women. I have to address the Shikari. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. The Shikari Richardson situation. First of all, shout out to that young sister
That part.
Yeah.
because she
bomb.
handled that with such grace. Definitely for the circumstances surrounding it, she handled that with such grace, and I think that the media was definitely expecting her to act like that young angry Black chick, and she didn't give it to him at all. I respect Nike for their stance on it.
And what about my
Absolutely.
girl who kind of let Wendy Williams know? But we'll that
We-
part.
Yeah, we gotta
Yeah.
give it. And I definitely respect her response to the was it the German reporter who said something about
her nails and
her
hair.
nails and hair, and then added onto it with the weed, pretty much stereotyping her. I give that young sister all the credit for how she responded. And once again, as somebody who will not confirm nor deny what they have or have not allegedly smoked in life, if baby can run a 10-8,
Why do it matter?
why do we care? I can maybe, allegedly, maybe not, could barely walk to a door. Why are we worried about baby running a 10-8?
Yeah.
And she was grieving. That grieving process is something real. I'm still in that grieving process. So if that's what baby needed,
Well, I'm gonna just say she doesn't have the complexion for the protection.
That part.
And it's unfortunate. I did see a lot of people on Black Twitter basically making comments like she should have known, but I'm like, come on, relax. That's what I
Michael
mean by
Phelps.
that crap in that part. And then another thing is, and I'm just going to leave it here. At the end of the day, it's going to always be a problem when it comes to us. So they can't take away her legacy, because I can guarantee you after this suspension is over, she going to go back at it and she going to go harder.
But you know they want her to run the relay. So you're going to suspend her for the 100 meters, which was her race, but you want her to run the 4x1, which wasn't her race.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say.
The 30-day suspension is up 3 days before that relay race.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she won't run it. And she said y'all see her next year for Worlds.
Good. Take your stance. That part.
I wish her nothing but the best, because she's going to come back and do wonderful things.
Yes.
And I just hope this was a life lesson for her.
And she's still very young.
Oh, absolutely. She's going to come back strong.
I was going for, we were all 21.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
We were all 21.
Thank
Whether
God
you
for grace and
partake
mercy.
in marijuana or not, I'm sure you've done something similar as far as making a decision that has some sort of consequence to it. I know I have. Also, I don't know too many people that have lost a mother, whether they were a constant factor in their life or not, that wasn't affected. I don't know too many people that didn't need medicine, or didn't need to be medicated, or didn't have the mental therapy to combat something like that. I think with all that she is going through, and she constantly reminded you before she was called, I do not know her life story, and we still don't.
Right.
So you got it, girl.
Exactly.
Yeah, we on your side.
Exactly.
Yep.
I can't wait for
So,
you to write your book or do
me
your
neither.
documentary.
Yep. And thank you for taking a stance. Don't let them use you up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, AJ already gave me that little signal. So, anybody got anything you want to say before I close this out?
Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you.
Great conversation.
Yes, I had
Absolutely.
fun.
I appreciate
Absolutely.
everybody for coming through. I love when I can call on people and, they know it's genuine and they show up. So this quote to me fixed, I don't know, y'all know, but I always end with a quote because that's just me as a person. I think I'm supposed to be a philosopher in my past life.
You missed your call.
Y'all, we'll get on that another time. But my quote is, be the woman who fixes another woman's crown without telling the world it was ever crooked to begin with.
That part.
I feel like that's what we did today. You don't have to, you don't have to tell the world other people's struggles. You don't have to dim anybody else's light to let your light shine. You are a diamond. You are that 5-star chick.
Come on.
You can be that city girl you want to be, and you can be that entrepreneur you want to be. And it's nobody's and it's nobody's business how you got there. All it is that you made it and you flourishing. So flourish.
There you go.
And we'll see you next time on another episode of Pardox.ish.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.